Okay, hello again. So I go into my very briefly into the second part. Um, the issue itself is, of course, ocean-wide, unfathomable. It's very big. The second part is just a very quick, a very brief application to show you how Tawhid applies and makes a difference. And I would like to show you, bring out to you the point that the Tawhidi structure that I explained to you earlier, its implication is driven. It's not. It's endogenous. That is, it's system driven. It is not something that you enforce in the system. It's something that the system reproduces itself, and therefore brings about its automaticity. Is automatically proved. It proves itself. Okay. So one of the and in doing so, it constructs, but it also destructs. It destructs many of the presently held ideas, axioms on which science rests. One of those is very quickly to let you know is the beginning of economics. Now, where does economics, for instance, economic theory begins? Economic theory begins with the nature of behavior. Okay, with what is our how do individuals, that is individuals and households, how do they behave? What are some of the characteristics that make them make certain decisions? And economics says that, well, human beings are rational in the sense that they get full information from the world, and that full information enables them to really, choose things for the best of their needs, to maximize their benefits, and so on and so forth. And there are ways of really talking about the how this benefit is measured. So now the fact of this is called economic rationality or rational choice. Now, some of the axioms of rational choice, which is the one that is held up by economics, is that there should be full information. That man is capable, that a choice maker is capable of getting full information on things that they want to choose. And by this choice, they can maximize the benefits that they want. This benefit is said to be utility. And thereon, but nonetheless, the resources of the world, according to the standard theory, are limited, and therefore they cannot pursue many of the things that everyone would like to choose. So that the concept of scarcity of resources happens to be that axiom of the scarcity of resources that becomes the core of standard economic thinking, as we understand it today. But and then with all of those kinds of things, there are certain consequences of that come about. That you can only choose a thing by giving up another. So this is called marginalism. Marginalism. You can only choose by if you want to choose something else and give up something else, then that something else that you sacrifice is said to be an opportunity cost to get something that you want to get. You cannot get the win-win world. Okay? You cannot get the world as of both ends. Such as, for instance, economic growth and development. They are good things of life. And at the same time, social justice is also a very important thing of life. But if resources remain scarce, then you can get one or the other, and thus have to sacrifice to a degree one for the other. Yet we know that both are good things of life and should therefore really be within the basket for bringing about the goodness of mankind, the well-being that should be given, the utility, that the benefits that should be given to any individual. Now, when you come to Tawhid, Tawhid is participatory, it's complementary. It's a unity of knowledge, which really translates itself into forms of complementarity between different variables taken either in terms of the good things of life or something else. Okay? But there are certain dynamics between these two things, two kinds of baskets that differentiate them. one of these basket of the good things and the basket of not the good things. Not the good things, they compete between themselves, and therefore the idea of their unity between themselves is destroyed. Whereas the idea of the good things of life uniting between themselves is sustainable. It keeps on going in the framework of continuity across systems. So if you take that, the world is learning and is continuously reproducing resources. Hence, the axiom of the scarcity of resources is destroyed by the axiom of the continuous reproduction of knowledge. For knowledge creates resources. Resources are functions of knowledge. So if that is the case, then the scarcity axiom cannot exist. And if the scarcity axiom cannot exist in any of its form, either it is absolute or relative, then of course all the ideas of marginalism and of optimization and other kinds of things, or in fact the whole basket of the axioms of rational choice, they get annulled. They can't stand up in the face of the Tawhidi explanation, the structure, which is the continuous reproduction of knowledge to create a unified world out of the ontology of the unification of knowledge. And therefore, in this kind of a situation, the axioms of economic theory as we understand it is annulled. And this is just one of the examples that I wanted to let you know because of the shortage of time. And there are horrendously many kind of examples that really can be talked about, can be analyzed on the framework of Tawhidi structure, contrary to how we understand it today. Okay, thank you.